Let's work. Yo, it's go time, showtime, never backing down time. One shot, yo, make it count, yo. Crunch time, shine time, make this moment my time. Get a grip, yo. Ready, set, go. We bring the thunder. Bring the thunder. Let's work. Bring the thunder. Let's go. Bring the thunder. Let's work. Bring the thunder. Let's go. Yeah, it's my time, yo time. Step into the spotlight. Get lit, yo. Let yourself go. Our time, high time. Gotta go big time. This is it, yo. Never take no flight time. Grind time. Take it to the street time. Turn the roof off. Get loco. Game time, win time. We gon' bring it home time. No regrets now. Let it all go. We bring the thunder. Bring the thunder. Let's work. Bring the thunder.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Mountain Bears at our new hour, but not our day. Yes, this is a special broadcast. We will be returning on Fridays after Pagan Pride at 8 p.m.
Yes.
And one of our baristas, I was supposed to have a pendulum class today. And of course, baristas get free pendulum class. And, she only showed up. I was like, I really need 4 to teach this class. And she's like, okay, no big deal. Go have fun. Well, Shannon, I did have fun. I moved my office.
Yes. Yes, he did.
Yes.
Still not sure I love the background, but okay, we'll work it.
It's still work in progress. There's some more to go on back here, okay?
Yeah, we'll get there. Okay.
Yeah. One, I've got to finish my compound board in the back.
Either that or we're getting you a green screen.
Well, I just got to finish my compound board, and I got to find something for this corner.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a trip to Wally World, a trip to the Only a Dollar, and then we'll go from there.
When the hell did we get bougie? You're starting at the Goodwill.
No, I know what I need.
But if you got to find something for that corner, you're starting at Goodwill.
Well, of course for that, but I need to finish my compound board first.
Aw, Brenda says your dad is going to miss being on the show.
Well, that's a possibility, although he is liking his premierial view.
He's now perched.
Yeah.
Precariously.
He is not perched precariously. He is in the center of everything.
Okay.
But no, there is a little table in the living room that kind of does no use. I could put him in the corner on the table.
Well, you could.
Yeah. But no, I technically moved my office around and created an office and a child's nursery for Gizmo on the other side of the bookshelves.
Yes.
Yes.
And we would like to point out before anyone calls CPS, the child is furry, 4-legged, and named Gizmo.
Yes.
Like, I'm a millennial. He's a Gen Xer. We have not actually put a crib in the corner. No children were harmed.
Not yet, at least.
Yeah. Oh, come on. I know we're going to get there tonight, so I'm just going to be mean now and be like, some Gen Zer, though, is going to name their kid Gizmo.
I know. That's going to be the scary part, is when Gen Zers are Gizmos.
Either that or, well, no. It's going to be the generation after them, whatever the hell that is, because we ran out of letters. But, hey. No, I'm just having a whole moment, though, or they will be having, like the complete opposite, and we'll start getting Ethels again.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that I'm ready. I'm not ready for Ethels and Irises, and because it's just such an old name to me. But they they cycle through.
They do.
And you know what I mean? Like, if you're named Ethel, I assume you were born in 1926.
Alpha.
What?
After Gen
Alpha.
Z will be Alpha, and then they will go Beta, then Delta, then Kappa.
God, it's a sorority.
Yes,
All right. Oh, no, same room, just the opposite
same room,
side.
just reorganized.
Yeah. It's getting better. It's getting better.
It is. It was getting a little claustrophobic in here, so I decided to change it around. After we moved Gizmo into the office so he could have his own little puppy playpen when I'm not working.
Mm-hmm. I think once it's all done, we're going to have to post pictures in the break room.
Well, I think that I may do a tour of my office because there's now features in my office.
There are what now?
Features?
There are new features.
Yes.
Yeah. You got features.
We have a compound board, which I'll have to explain.
True.
Puppy center. We have my new altar set up.
Awesome sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it feels better. I don't know. Literally, all I did was rotate my desk, guys. And the desk was built because my roof slants.
Uh-huh.
The area that the desk is in is the shorter side of the desk, and it's where we had originally planned to have a long workbench at. So,
yeah, like the plans for this room have changed a lot.
A lot.
Yeah. So yeah, no. And originally we did have a shorty little desk where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
Like a baby workbench, but then everything got piled on it, and it never actually got to be a workbench. And then I moved out.
Right.
Or got evicted. Whatever you want to call it.
Well, I think you determined that your peaceful sleep is more valuable than your office.
True.
Yeah.
Because when he was here in the living room.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but speaking of generation, Gen Z ain't taking shit this start of the college year.
I know, right? Like Jesus. So yeah, this is the flip side of it. This is why we can give Gen Z grief, is because we're rolling straight into like the awesome things they have pulled off. Like it's 2 stories back to back, like almost the same week.
Yeah.
Almost. Well, within a week of each other.
Yeah, let's go to Arkansas first.
So yeah, let's hit Arkansas, and yeah. So a group of religious protesters sparked outrage among students on campus. So the religious protesters from Key of David Christian Center in Pennsylvania sparked an outrage among students on the UA campus Thursday. Hundreds of students surrounded the 9 protesters, 5 adults and 4 children, as the protesters yelled many racist, anti-LGBT, and anti-women and anti-feminist insults. The group has been known to travel to many universities across the country for several years, said Gary Crane, captain of support services in the Public Information Office. Several students spoke to police directly about removing the protesters, but it was not authorized by the legal counsel.
Mm-hmm.
Students also questioned why the protesters were allowed on campus in the first place. There's a procedure called the Outdoor Space Reservation Process, which is part of the university, Crane said. If anyone wants to have an event outside, they can go through that process and they can do what they're trying to do. You can't deny anybody freedom of speech, regardless of whether you agree or disagree with what they're saying. The police were at the protest to act as peacekeepers. Levi Cross, one of the religious protesters, said the goal was to evangelize for born-again, Bible-believing Christianity. All the protesters carried signs with a wide range of hate speech phrases printed on them. Some of the phrases included, "Women belong in the kitchen," "Homos deserve hell," "Women should be modest, shamefaced, and sober," and "Feminists are whores." Aside from the signs, the protesters were also yelling insults at students, both as a whole and individually. An openly transgender student in the crowd got into an argument with Cross, in which he yelled, "Have you written your suicide note yet?" to the student. The protesters yelled that homosexuals are predators, said anyone who is not a part of their specific religious affiliation will go to hell, and also, why does everyone think that they're the only ones with the right answer? Anyway, also pointed out specific female students in the crowd, calling them whores. December, Noisewater, a sophomore, was disgusted by the things the protesters were saying. One of the protesters said she was fat and called her a pig, she said. They claim to be Christian. It's honestly disgusting that they're spreading so much hate while proclaiming they love Jesus, Noisewater said. Lena Simpson, a sophomore, was the target of a few racist remarks from Cross, one of which being him referring to her as Shaniqua. I'm not angry because I'm used to this, Simpson said. I'm more annoyed. I'm tired of the racist remarks that have been said, and apparently black folks aren't going to heaven. However, in the midst of the chaos, students surrounding the protests seemed to band together in support of things such as LGBT rights, women's rights, and anti-racism, Deontay Range, a senior, said. Noisewater was heavily involved in the protests, making her opinions known. I think it's important to stand up for what you believe in, especially when nobody tells them that they're wrong. They'll just keep believing they're right, Noisewater said.
Now, this is the news article. I saw the TikTok of this.
Mm-hmm.
My goddess in kingdom. I will put it this way. Those students went back to their dorm rooms, grabbed their rainbow flags, grabbed their whatever, and they basically turned that campus into a pride parade that Charleston needs to go take some notes from, and ran them off. Like, ran them off.
And
it was hilarious.
I'm just curious if we can find video of that, because, I mean, that's a lot to pull off at once.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think we're going to have that easy. Okay, anywho, I wanted to look real quick, see if we could, but yeah. Oh, so yeah. But no, very well done. Very well done. Golf clap of appreciation. Very well done.
Yes.
All right, so then more students.
Uh-huh.
So after student walkout, American U agrees to new contract with striking staff. So Sylvia M. Burwell was preparing to address American University's new students Friday when a loud shout. I don't have the rest of the article.
That's
Hold
okay.
on, guys. Anyway, when a loud shout echoed through the auditorium, "Pay your workers." Before she said a word, dozens of students began filing out in protest of solidarity with adjunct instructors and staff members who had been on strike for a week seeking higher pay. By the end of the day, American announced that it had reached a tentative agreement with both the adjuncts and staff members, bringing to a close a chaotic week in which new students crowded the Washington, D.C. University while employees agitated for better working conditions.
Yeah.
So basically, what this boiled down to is American University was faced with the consequence of not reaching a deal with their staff. And these students were literally going to protest by not going to class.
Yeah.
And the American freaked and went, okay, whatever you want, just like stop.
Yeah.
Like, never mind. We'll take it, whatever it is. Don't care. So, yeah. Oh, there we go. That's the...
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for finding a better version.
You're welcome.
So, yeah.
Yeah, hello, SEIU Local 500. How are you? Boy, you guys are doing good up there.
What?
That's my old union.
Ah, there we go.
They're Local 500, but no, I used to be SU 1199. So hello, how are you? Nice to see the purpling in strong. Nice to see the teachers and the students not putting up with corporate bullshit.
I know, right?
Yeah, thanks for a blast from the past.
And moreover, it's the realization that we really have to call American universities corporate bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, hi, is anyone else having a moment with that? Like, we have effectively moved colleges.
Yeah.
Within the span of not even 100 years,
Mm-hmm.
closer to like the last 40.
Right.
From being their own functional, intelligent institutions
Right.
that did not work like a business,
Right.
to these privatized entities that now function exactly
Right.
like they are trying to be Ford.
Right.
And like, what the hell?
Right.
Like, we're paying more for fucking education
Mm-hmm.
than at any other time in history.
Right. In history.
Probably to an amount that is like 100 to 1
Right.
of what it was 40 years ago.
Right.
Like, if you got a degree in the 70s, you're probably paying now 100 to 1 at
Right.
least.
Right.
And we can't pay staff? Like, how does that work?
Right.
How does that work? Like, these are profit-driven entities now. Like, I'm sorry, how does that work? How does that work for education? If you're sitting here worried about making your profits
Mm-hmm.
more than you're worried about using the money that you receive for academic instruction, paying faculty and staff, maintenance, and all the other functions of a college or university or whatever it is.
All right, mathematician, get to this.
Lord, hold on. I need my calculator. Give me a second.
You.
God, you could give a boy a second. All right, what we got?
Average cost for college in 1970 to 1971's academic year was $394.
Oh,
By
I need those numbers in reverse.
By 2021, average amount jumped to $10,560.
Okay, and what was the first one?
The first one was $394.
That is 26.8 times more.
Mm-hmm.
So that is, excuse me, 26. That is 2,680% increase, if I'm correct.
Looks to be. Now, if you wanted to go Ivy League, you really had to. It really cost you a lot. $738.
Ooh, now it's like 100 and some thousand.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. I thought I was being like, I knew I was clear with 10 to 1
Mm-hmm.
at least, or 100 to 1.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's. So yeah. And I'm still sitting here going, is that right? Yeah, that's 2,680%.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Now we have.
How can't you pay your staff? Like, why is this an argument? Why is this a problem? Shouldn't everyone be doing better?
Right.
Like, don't get me wrong. I literally have never had a college professor ever. Okay, maybe one, but ever in my life that I didn't think deserved to be paid more than adequately for what they do.
Right.
Like, they should be well paid. The shit they put up with, please, especially your adjuncts. Like, especially your adjuncts, because usually they're there and teaching 1, 2, maybe 3 classes.
Mm-hmm.
They're not full professors, so they're not tenure track. Like, they're not getting the full, like, the college can drop them at any moment. Pay them for the premium.
Right.
Pay them for the premium. You're not promising them shit.
Right. Now let's go back to that 10,000. I don't want to hear a damn word about inflation. Here's why. $394 in 1970 is equal to $2,914 in 2022. with a 3.92 inflation rate.
All right. So even with that inflation rate, so let's go back. Let's never let it be said that we got all this wrong. So let's see. That was 10,560, and that was how much? 2,000.
Inflation dollar calculator, dollar and times. There we go. Give me a minute.
Okay. I mean, that's at least 500%.
Yeah, it was $2,914.
That is a 362% increase.
Yeah. Yeah, 362% increase in less than 50 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And we know worker wages haven't gone up that much.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
Yep.
So they were looking for a guaranteed 5% raise in the first year of contract, and then the university final offer was 2.5% with a possible 1.5% merit increase.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Union leaders also filed charges with the National Labor Relations Board, accusing the university of unfair labor practices. Ooh.
Yeah, that's Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. American University, seriously? Like, this is in D.C.
Yeah.
Like, you're in D.C.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
You really want to pull, like, labor stunts in D.C.?
Right.
Okay. Oh, well, yeah. No, sorry. I keep getting confused. So, yeah, no. Don't fuck around in D.C. That's probably, no.
No. Well, no, don't fuck around with 1199. We will pull out. We will go gladly onto strike. That is why we are negotiating. If you can't negotiate, you're problematic.
There you go. So, yeah. Well done. Well done.
Very well done. Very well done, students. Remember, as you go into your careers, either get into your unions or your guilds, one of the two. Guilds are professional relationships. I.e., I'm a member of the Terror Association, that type of thing. This is important to use your power of union and to support your union because that's where you're going to get your best benefits.
Oh, yeah. Alrighty, so do we want to run an ad before we get in the next two?
Yes, let's go ahead and grab that. Where is my new ad? Hello, featured.
Do you have a cute pet? We know you do. Each week, Tracy Van chooses from submitted photos a featured reader for her Facebook page and provides a tarot reading. Your adorable pet cat, dog, rabbit, goat, chicken, snake, or more could be her next featured reader. Visit tracyvan.com, TracyBann.com, and click Featured Reader to submit. We look forward to seeing your pet next.
And welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Where was I? I was a little bit all over the place here. You had an article.
I have an article, and you have an article. I can coin toss that. Which one do you want to go for first?
I don't know. You go for yours.
All right, fine. So, teen cast in Rocky Horror Picture Show play stirs controversy. So this is Middletown, Ohio. A local theater community is abuzz about a decision to cast a teenage boy in a musical about an alien transvestite from a transsexual planet. A production of the Rocky Horror Show is fighting critics. Wait, did they? Oh, they did. All right, so bad on the news station. They called it the picture show when it's the play. It's the Rocky Horror Show when it's the play. Can we all agree? All right, moving on. A production of the Rocky Horror Show is fighting critics long before its first dress rehearsal. The announcements were posted in July. The Ivana Theater Company would be producing the iconic musical Rocky Horror Show at Sorg Opera House in Middleton, Ohio. The plot centers around a Frankenstein-like character named Rocky, created by a transsexual mad scientist named Frankenfurter. If you watch this show, I'm pretty sure you knew that. I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure you already knew. Anyway, Brett Parr auditioned and got the role of Frankenfurter, a familiar part for him. He's played the role twice before for other theater companies. Then he saw the part of Rocky, the Speedo-clad hunk of a man, went to an underage teen, a high school junior. I kind of draw the line at a minor being involved in a sexually explicit production, said Parr. So he texted the director, bowing out. The director and head of Ivana Theater, Richard Lee Waldeck, replied, "I understand your concerned viewpoint. I hope we can work together again someday." Parr posted the exchange and hundreds responded, most agreeing the boy was too young to play the role. WKRC has not heard back from the representatives from the Sorg Opera House or Ivana Theater, but we were able to talk to the father of the boy who is at the center of this controversy. We are not revealing his identity so as to not identify his son, but he told Local 12 as soon as the controversy blew up. His wife pulled their son from the production. He added that his son has been in theater since he was little and certainly could have handled the role. He said the director told him he was going to tame down the part to make it more PG rated. And he added Parr was just upset because he wasn't asked back to the cast.
Right.
Absolutely not, said Parr. I would love to have continued in the role, but my morals and my character are stronger than this casting decision. Either way, the cast is now set with replacement actors, both adults, playing Frankenfurter and Rocky. The show will go on. The Rocky Horror Show is set to run October 21st to 23rd at the Sorg Opera House in Middleton, Ohio. So, yeah. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Sexually explicit?
Where? Like all the innuendo? Like what did they think they were producing? Is my
It's
first
Rocky
thought.
Horror.
I've
Like,
not been on this planet seen Rocky Horror.
like, I don't even think the movie is considered sexually explicit, is it?
No.
I mean, is it like it's PG-13?
Right.
But let me double check. Maybe it is. You know, there's no telling when it got rated.
Charlie, I want pictures. Not right now, but I want pictures.
Oh, but no. Let's see. So Wikipedia, does it have its? Come on. It's a great musical. It's funny as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no, and I mean literally no reason that a teen, like under 18 teen, as long as they're 13 or older, couldn't do that.
Well, here, why did he even try out for the role?
Well, I mean, like, as a parent, why would you have supported this if you were going to have a problem with it? Though it sounds like they really didn't. It was just the moment of, like, yeah, we're not flipping dealing with this shit.
Right.
Like, screw y'all, screw this. Okay, let me see. Does Amazon tell us? Musical widescreen edition. Okay, it's technically a rated R movie.
For the 70s?
Well, true, but I mean, here we are. But no, it's just so weird. I just don't think of Rocky Horror as being that. I mean, there's a lot of sexual innuendo. There's a lot of sexual jokes. There is sexual content to an extent, but it is not explicit. Like, please, people, be careful with that word.
Right.
Like, sexually explicit means it's sexually explicit. Like, you see genitals. You're not going to see genitals.
Not if it's taped right.
Yeah, well, I mean... Oh, yeah, there's a nipple slip in the pool in the movie. Yeah, it's the worst thing in the whole movie. Whatever. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, you know what the show is. If it's not right for your demographic or you don't want to do the role, then why apply for it? That's what I don't get.
Yeah, well, I think the teen was fine. I think his parents were fine with it. It was just the controversy started, and they were like, oh, okay, we're done. We're not putting up with this shit. You know?
Right.
Which I get that. I'm there for that. I get it. Like, that teen does not need the bullshit. His parents don't need the bullshit.
Well, again, come the hell on. This is old shit. This is not 1972.
No. Like, and I'm sure that we will or would probably find out that this underage teen is like 17 and a half.
Right.
And he's playing the role of Rocky.
Right.
Like, okay, here's how I know that someone's objecting to this has never actually seen or heard of this before. Rocky, of all the characters in the movie, is literally the most innocent creation. Like, he literally just got created and has no clue what the hell's going on.
Right.
Like, and the whole movie is basically an indictment of that.
Right.
So, yeah, you didn't see it, or you would have known that this was the best role
Right.
for an innocent to play.
That's insane.
Yeah, he would literally be like a babe in the woods. That's who Rocky is.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm looking at this and going, you know what the role is. You see what the role is. Granted, I don't think it's the easiest role to play, to be stupid, but it is a role.
Yeah. It is. Like, it's kind of I will say that was kind of where the movie almost effed up.
Right.
Like, the whole Rocky Horror Picture Show movie almost effed that up.
Mm-hmm.
Because the actor did really well, but was not really convincing as being totally innocent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Yeah. Like, wasn't really feeling it.
Well, I know. It's ridiculous. All right. So, let's talk about the shark governor in New Mexico. Smart businesswoman. Damn smart businesswoman.
Okay.
New Mexico plans to build a new abortion clinic near the Texas border, appreciating the more abortion seekers will surround the state where a procedure is banned and will travel there for care. New Mexico governor, a Democrat, signed an executive order on Wednesday directing $10 million from her executive capital allotment for the 2023 election session to be purposed for a new clinic in Doran County, where it borders Texas's westernmost point. Abortion's legal in New Mexico, while neighboring Texas and Oklahoma have banned abortions at all stages of pregnancy, with limited exceptions following the U.S. Supreme Court v. Wade. Holding there is no longer a federal constitutional right to be a human. New Mexico has decided, fine, you want to, stop that, no problem. Let's make some investments, shall we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We've seen this. Y'all have seen this. Do you remember when the state of New York legalized gay marriage? They cashed in.
Oh, hell yeah.
They were literally at the point of bankruptcy. The whole state was going to go bankrupt. They legalized gay marriage. Honey, they had surplus money.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how this will work for her in election time, though. Like, she's just getting all on board with, like, yeah, pro-abortion,
Right.
good for abortion. We do abortions here.
Mm-hmm.
Like New Mexico. I mean, hi.
Yeah.
They were a little bit Trump loving there for a while.
For a moment.
Yeah.
And at least 10 other governors have jumped on board, issuing executive orders taking from their own budget to move and create clinics at state bordering areas.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So, yeah. Oh, I think it's a new part of our economy.
Well, not only that, but it's interesting. Pink House, the Jackson Women's Health Organization, known as Pink House, closed its clinic in Mississippi and moved to a new clinic in La Crosse, also in Darien County. Whole Women's Health, the largest independent abortion provider in Texas, also closed 4 clinics in Texas in July and sought clinic sites in New Mexico in their bordering cities.
Yeah.
This is going to be interesting. This will be highly, highly interesting.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, we see this in, like, West Virginia has this going on. Oh, not this specifically, but like, we actually went through years ago
Mm-hmm.
and created a pilot project. I think it was the Border Counties pilot program
Mm-hmm.
in West Virginia, because we were economically getting devastated by surrounding states
Mm-hmm.
on our taxes for, on our prices for cigarettes, gas, and I believe alcohol.
Yes.
So we actually opened it up to bordering counties
Mm-hmm.
of other states. We ran a pilot program to see if we reduced the prices there,
Mm-hmm.
if we could hold business and increase business and prevent it from going across the border.
Mm-hmm.
This is basically that. It's not gas and cigarettes. This is an illegal thing here, in this area,
Mm-hmm.
and literally 5 minutes down the road, it's perfectly legal.
Yep.
Like,
But
welcome to
we
New
have
Mexico.
people moving, businesses that paid taxes moving out of your state.
Mm-hmm.
Wake up, pay attention, you governors, and get your acting gear, because guess what? Women will move to where they are freer. We have saw this. We've saw this through history. We've seen this continuously throughout history. That's why, there was a great echo from the South during Jim Crow laws. Everyone went north. Everyone hit and built cars, bottling kind. The North factories got filled up with Southern workers. Mm-hmm. It will continue to happen. People will move to where they can make a living.
Well, yeah, and it's kind of hilarious. We keep running into this problem where, in politics, we really love to keep saying these. Well, if you don't like it, go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And then that happens, and
Uh-huh.
it's like, oh no, not like that. And it's like, well, that's what you said.
Yep.
That's what we did.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're wondering why.
Right.
Have a problem. It's like West Virginia for 40 fucking years has, like, played this, like, if you don't like it, go somewhere else game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, how's that working out for you, West Virginia? How's that working out for you?
Here's an example, and this is a simple law. West Virginia takes like 5 days to get a marriage license and everything back when they had the blood test. Okay?
This affected my grandparents, okay?
Yeah.
Like, they got married in 1936.
Uh-huh.
It affected them.
Right. Okay.
They went to Parisburg and got married.
Exactly. Everyone goes to Parisburg. Why do they go to Parisburg? Because it's easier. It's legal. Boom, snap, done. Guess what? There are businesses that are the chapels.
Went straight to Virginia to get married.
Straight to Virginia to get married. Done.
West Virginia, you cannot impulsively decide to do that.
Yeah.
Virginia, you can show up and do it. And for anyone paying attention, so my grandmother did not. And I've always wanted to bring this up and ask. So my grandmother was born in 1919. She got married in 1936. Now, anyone who does the math notices a problem. My grandmother sat with a pencil eraser on her birth certificate and changed the 9 to a 7 so that she was 2 years older. So that she didn't need a parent's signature to get married. And went to Parisburg and got married. I've always wanted to like question, but I was afraid of the repercussions. Were her and my grandfather actually legally married?
Yes.
Like, I'm just curious because, like, she lied. She flat out lied.
Yeah, but
to get married.
Legally married for 2 reasons. 2 reasons. One, a ceremony was performed. Second reason was they were together for more than 7 years in the 30s in the state of West Virginia at the same address. So therefore, she was not only legally married to him in the state of Virginia, she was common law married to him in the state of West Virginia.
Fair enough. But yeah, no, I always wondered about that. Could my great grandparents have protested that and been like, "You are not legally married"?
Yes, they could have. They would have had to got a lawyer, though. And took it before a magistrate to make the determination.
Oh, yeah. Meanwhile, I figure since we've brought it up, let me grab a photo just so you understand what happened here. Because we've got a couple.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, one second. Let me get there. Come on. Not what I meant to click. There we go. So let's see. Oh, where are you? So I figure if we're going to talk about a 50-year marriage, we should probably share what that looked like just for a second. Because this one's just too cute. There we go.
Yep. That's a gorgeous photo.
It is.
Do you have, however, you need to show the other side of that. Do you have retirement picture 38 on your thing?
Oh, yeah. Let me, let's see. Look, they had a pretty decent marriage. There we go.
That is what, 50 years?
Yes. Yeah, that was when my grandfather retired from Consol, which was a mining company. You'd better know it now as Murray Energy, I believe. Yeah, after 50 years, so they had been married for at least 50.
Right.
And then way back when.
Yep. But no.
They were a fun couple.
They were. They have a lot of interesting stories. But no. If you notice, this is a key point. He's holding her hand the day she's married. They're holding hands in every picture taken. That's what true social media should look like. We'll get to that in a moment. Yeah. First, though, let's talk about. I don't think I want a Nest thermometer anymore.
Yeah, I think that article just like murdered you on that concept entirely.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't want to like. I want Alexa to control my light bulbs, not my heater anymore.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it's a concerning one. So let me get cleaned up over here. So how your power company can remotely control your smart thermostat. A heat wave in Texas is leading to some unexpected changes in AC settings. So, Texas's power grid is unpleasantly surprising its users again after last winter's storm disabled parts of the grid for several days, causing potentially hundreds of deaths. A summer heat wave is once again threatening the grid. One potential solution Texas power companies have found is to turn up the temperature on some customers' smart thermostats. Problem is, some of those customers weren't aware that their power company could and would do such a thing until their homes got uncomfortably warm. One Houston family told a local news affiliate that their smart thermostat was turned up to 78 degrees with seemingly no notice other than a text sent after the fact. When they enrolled in a program called Smart Savers Texas, entering them in a sweepstakes to win up to $5,000 off their energy bills for the next year, these users didn't realize that this also gave the power company permission to adjust their thermostat during high demand periods like heat waves. The idea of a power company turning up your thermostat like a stereotypical electricity bill conscious dad might seem dystopian, but it's also fairly common. There are programs like Smart Savers Texas all over the country, from California to New England. The idea behind them is to decrease power consumption to alleviate stress on the electrical grid and avoid brownouts. Since customers aren't likely to volunteer to use less of the power for they pay for when they need it most, these programs give them an incentive and the means to do so easily by proxy. Some programs provide better incentives than others. When it launched in 2011, Philadelphia's Smart AC Saver program gave participants a $120 bill credit. Apparently, this was too generous as it was reduced to $40 in subsequent years. But Smart Savers Texas only offers customers the chance to win free power for a year, and apparently it didn't make its terms very clear.
No. Now I'm looking for someone to sue because this is also occurring in Colorado.
Do what now?
It's all like this is going on all across the West. People are getting locked out of their thermometers.
Yeah, that like
Not just increasing it, locking you out to where you can't change the temperature yourself.
mm-hmm. Like that's basically like that horrible moment when you live in an apartment in
Mhm.
which either A, the landlord controls the temperature because they pay for the electricity or the whatever, and it's not submetered, or you find out that the thermostat they put up is basically just a feel good switch.
Mhm.
It doesn't actually control anything.
Right.
Like it legitimately lies to you.
Right.
Like it straight up lies.
Right.
And you think you have control over your thermostat, which technically is supposed to be like a placebo,
Right.
when in fact you can set it to whatever you want to. It just doesn't do anything.
Right.
Like it'll sit there and tell you that it's cool,
Yes.
but it actually isn't.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Donna. She sends happy Saturday, Mountain Bears. Bright blessings. There we go.
Right. Yes, Donna. Nice to see you, darling.
Thank you.
Yeah. So no, I don't want any smart thermometer. It would be cool to have it to where I can, change the thermostat from my office. But no, we will go old school, as old as
Well,
possible.
but here's the problem: is how many thermostats is this actually built into? Like, does it have to be a Nest
Right. It has to
in
be a
order to?
smart thermometer.
I know, but here's what I'm questioning: is how many of these are how many thermometers on the market are actually part of this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you get what you think is an old school, like, used to be a mercury switch, but old school, and I forget what they make it out of now, thermostat,
Mm-hmm.
and it have the technology built in for them to control it?
Well, I'd like to see them control the one over there on the wall.
I mean, it's possible. If things send an
No.
electrical impulse to it.
There's no possibility for them to send an electrical impulse to it. It is a digital 2-wire system. I hook the fucker up. I can unhook the fucker, tie the wires together, and it'll still run.
Well, there you go. There you go. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Like,
it's yeah.
all
And I
right,
wonder how many people are going to end up doing that.
a lot.
Like,
Yeah,
I would
it
be
right now.
furious.
It isn't that hard. There's 4 wires on a thermometer thermostat. You got your red and your black and your white, and if you got air conditioning, you got a blue. You just have to find the 2 that connect, turn it on. Granted, you can't control the temperature because it's wide open,
Yeah,
but it'll work.
true. I wonder how many people are going to be really searching for vintage thermostats
Right,
just to take that power away from
right.
your power company.
What I noticed though is they have to consent to it.
Yeah, but they're not actually getting real informed consent. I'm surprised
Right.
this isn't going to, if this doesn't end up with the Consumer Protection Bureau.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I'm sorry, this is an abuse of consumers.
Right.
Like, yeah, they opted in, but they had no idea what they were opting into.
Right.
None. And especially at, like, it really needed to be administered with a lot more grace.
Right.
As in, you should not, like, I can understand if you want to temporarily
Mm-hmm.
play with settings and optimize
Mm-hmm.
and get some consumer data about how they use their space.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, our house, good luck.
Good luck.
This house runs 24 hours a day.
Right.
There's no way you could fuck with our thermostat and it not cause problems.
Right.
Versus, like, you work with to identify consumers that, hi, we lead a normal Monday through Friday, 8 to 5.
Right.
We're not home. Keep it cool enough for our pets not to croak. Do whatever you want to do.
Now, Google is providing a way to opt out.
Ooh.
So I'm going to throw this link
Mm-hmm.
into opt out. Let me see here.
Yes. But thank you, Vox. That was amazing reporting.
Yes.
Like, we need more of that. Like, I like when Vox does reporting like that.
Yeah.
Like, they're awesome. VOX, not FOX, just to be clear. Oh, but yeah.
Okay, you have to call your energy thing, but the program that they're using to take away your right to control the temperature in your own house,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, apparently those thermostats are the non-smart,
Right.
uncontrollable.
These are going out into chat. I will post it in the podcast notes. If you want to opt out of Rush Hour Rewards, which is the program that most of these occurred in, you
Mm-hmm.
can call for it. And once you're unenrolled, your thermostat will no longer participate in Rush Out Rewards, which means you won't get the savings on your power bill. However, your power company can't control you.
Yeah, you've opted out.
Yep.
Though, I mean, still, once you've done that, please be smart.
Right.
Like, I mean, I know you're paying for power. I know that the problem lies with the power company and its grid and its ability to supply.
Right.
But if you're not going to be home, kick the thermostat.
Right. And that's an
Like-
intelligent design. However, The problem is this. One,
Mhm.
Texas refuses to upgrade the grid. Two, the governor failed to upgrade their grid and chose, however, to remodel his mansion instead of investing in their power grid.
Yeah.
And three, they fooled people into logging into joining this program so these energy companies, instead of upgrading their equipment, can restrict your rights to control your own thermostat that you're paying for and your electric bill.
Yeah. Which, I mean, if you did this responsibly,
Mm-hmm.
like really, truly, if this had more to do with optimization of usage,
Mm-hmm.
I would understand it. I think consumers would even get behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, reduce your carbon footprint, be better to the environment. We're going to, roll some things out here. But to just arbitrarily set a home thermostat to 78 degrees, whew, that's a lot. That's a
Well,
lot.
they've even set them higher.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
Some
sure they have.
some are reporting heat wave conditions,
Mm-hmm.
them being set higher, like 95, 98 degrees. And if you are a resident, a senior citizen on oxygen, you can't be in that level of heat.
No, even 78 would be pushing it.
Yes.
Like, I'm sorry. And more importantly, this really needed to identify customers carefully.
Right.
Like, again, if you're a family and you're gone from 8 to 5,
Right.
don't croak people's pets, but yeah, you can adjust my thermostat.
Right.
Like, like seriously, when I worked
Mm-hmm.
8 a.m. to supposedly 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, honestly, as long as you cooled my house down by 11 p.m., I would never know.
Right.
Granted, North Carolina summers, though, that's hard to do. That's
Mm-hmm.
really hard to do.
Right.
Like, that was a whole thing. But no,
Right.
literally, if you had turned, like, if I walked out the door and like 8:15 a.m., you
Right.
were cut it, I wouldn't have known until I got home.
Right. Yeah.
So Ashley will hopefully be on soon. Yay.
Yay.
Very cool, very cool. So, yeah.
All right. So let's take a break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about are you an asshole and exactly what to do in polyamory debate.
There you go.
All right.
Hi, I'm Tracy Van. I provide a blended reading consisting of mediumship, psychic, and tarot cards. A reading from me can cover any guidance you need from relationships with your partner or your family, spiritual, financial, any questions you may need clarity on. If you would like to book an appointment with me, check out my website, tracyvann.com. That's TracyVann.com. I have bookings from 15 to 60 minutes you may choose from. That helps if you just have a quick question, need an answer, or if you're looking for a reading in more depth, I'm here to provide the guidance and clarity for you. Let's just figure it out. Bye.
Hi, I'm Dottie the Psychic, and I'm sure you're wondering why I'm not wearing any makeup. Well, one reason is to irritate my social media manager, Aeson Knight. Hi, Aeson. The other reason is because I like to get to the naked truth about what it means to be a neurodivergent LGBT person with psychic abilities. I've got vlogs, blogs, and podcasts and videos all related to trying to live my best life and helping witches and bitches do the same thing. So, you can check all that out and get a reading from Dottie the Psychic at DOTTIE thepsychic.com. Safe travel and much profit to you.
Hey everybody, Lady Gwendolyn here, and I am here to tell you how to get in contact with me and a little bit about what I do. I am the high priestess that works with shadow work to help you grow and heal. And I work with access bars, Reiki, I do power forms. I'm recently getting into crystal healing, sound therapy as well. So you can go to Lady Gwendolyn Healing, that is LadyGwendolynHealing.com. Book your appointment with me. I do in person, I do over the phone, I do over Zoom. We can do that as well. My main goal is to help you grow and heal, because I've been there, I'm still going through it, and I let my strength help guide you. See you soon.
Hi, I'm Aeson. I provide tarot readings covering everything from love and relationships to your life questions and your most spiritual answers. And also, I provide a lot of guidance in finances and divorces and all those relationship problems. So, if you'd like to get a reading from me privately, not on air, you can feel free to do so by visiting aesonnight.com and booking your appointment. I also provide on-demand services, so if your life is a little chaotic, you can go ahead and click that call now button there on my site. It'll connect you to Keen, and if you've not been with Keen before, you'll get 3 free minutes to talk with me, so that's great for a quick answer question. All right, guys, back to the show. Enjoy. Bye, y'all. All right. So, are you an asshole?
Am I the asshole for sneaking out of the restaurant after my fiance told me to pay for his and his friend's meal? I, 33 female, have been engaged to my fiance, 37 male, for 5 months. We don't share finance because that's what he wants. I got a raise on my salary. Now I earn 30% more than he does. And I noticed that he's been using this to ask me to pay for him and his friends. Whenever I say no, or why should I pay for this, he'd respond with the 30%, that's why. He acts as if the 30% is unfair or that I'm not deserving of it. Several times he has tricked me to pay for his and his friends' meals by asking me publicly. Let me say that I'm too nice to say no. I hate confrontation, especially when we're at a public place like a restaurant, so I just grin and pay. Last Tuesday, he asked me to join him and his buddies for dinner. I told him from the start I wasn't paying for their food and he shouldn't expect me to. He said he got this and no worries. We got to the restaurant, met his friends, ordered food, and in the middle of the meal, he leaned in and whispered that I would be paying for everything he and his friends ordered. I got so mad I whispered back, no. But he probably relied on me not causing a scene in public and in front of his friends. He said, you have enough money, you could pay for everyone's food, 30%, remember? I was fuming inside. Instead of reacting negatively and losing my temper, I waited till the bill arrived. They were already split from the start when we first ordered. I paid for mine, then I excused myself to the restroom. I then sneaked out from there, got into my car, and went home. I started getting phone calls from my fiance, then texts asking where I was. I texted back saying I didn't appreciate how he put me in this situation and basically tricked me into paying for his and his friends' food. I told him I went home, then stopped replying. An hour later, he came and started yelling at me, calling me selfish, irrational, cheapskate, and childish for sneaking out like that and leaving him stuck with a bill he could not pay. He had to call his brother for help. We had a loud argument, then he walked out. His friends didn't speak to me on this, but he told me they're disappointed in my behavior and are telling him to take time and reflect on the type of woman he's going to be married to. Am I the asshole for what I did? Is what he's expecting from me fair or justified? Some info. He said that because the restaurant wasn't expensive that I could have just paid. He admitted not telling me about it till later, knowing I'd refuse. He still thinks my reaction was childish and unacceptable.
No, you're not the asshole.
So not the asshole.
However, you need to be reflecting on if you want to be married to this man.
Like, I could almost understand if this were, you make 30% more than he does, and you and he start doing things that you normally wouldn't have been able to afford, and he were expecting you to pay because you make more. That I could follow the logic on.
Right.
Like, okay, fine. You know what I mean? Like that kind of can go back and forth in couples as your pay changes or whatever. That like your quality of life goes up, and maybe you pay for more now, and then he ends up paying for more later, or whatever y'all work out.
Right.
And that would, okay, fine. I could understand him being upset if you were just paying for him.
Mm-hmm.
And this were like a quality of life change, and then his argument would at least make sense. I don't think it would be valid, but it at least makes sense in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Where the fuck does he get off
Right.
on allocating how you spend your money when it's on him and his friends?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry, what?
Right.
What? And meanwhile, the friends, what kind of assholes are these?
Well, not only that, but what kind of asshole invites you out to dinner to pay for dinner with his friends?
Yeah, it basically sounds like he's using you for your money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know what y'all's relationship was before,
Right.
but yeah. Meanwhile, the fact that he manipulated you into doing it.
Right.
Yeah. No. Girl, get the fuck out.
Right.
Like, I don't know the quality of the D.
Mm-hmm. But it ain't quality that you need.
Like, there's got to be better out there.
Mm-hmm.
There has got to be better out there.
Right.
There has got to be better. This is not a fixable thing. I don't think you're going to get through to him. You've tried to get through to him. You've tried to talk to him, and you've seen what he does.
Right.
He's going to go around and walk all over you, or at least try.
Right.
Meanwhile, why did he have to call his brother for help?
Because he didn't have the money to pay for dinner to begin with.
Uh-huh. But meanwhile, where the hell were his friends then?
Right.
Like, what kind of friends are these? Like, I'm sorry, I think I would have already, had a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, I'm just starting to see it from the friend perspective.
Right.
Like, not even his. Like, fuck him. He's an idiot. We've already figured this out. He's the asshole. But, okay, let's go to the asshole friend circle.
Right.
You go out to dinner and get told that someone else is paying for your dinner.
Right.
And regardless of what you know of the situation, I'm sorry, where is this rule at that I've always lived by? I'm not going out unless I can pay for my dinner. Thank you very much.
Exactly.
Like, that's just a thing for me. I get a little wonky about that. Like, I don't go to $200 restaurants when I only have $20.
Right.
And I don't go out to eat at all when I have no monies.
Right.
Or no monies that can actually be spent on any, like, as in it's already allocated, it's got places to go and things to do and people to see.
Right.
I'm not taking my otherwise empty wallet and going, let's go to Applebee's. It's affordable. Right. Sure. But I don't want to have to late pay a fucking power bill.
Right.
Because I went to Applebee's.
Well, I don't get what it is he's trying to live at her means when he didn't want to live at her means at a lower rate.
Well, I think more importantly, he's trying to not just like live at her means. He's living through her means. Because there's no way, like, she's talking about this and like there are multiple incidents of this and tacking on the friends.
Right.
And tacking on the friends.
Right.
I don't care if it's affordable for her or not.
Right.
You don't tell other people how to spend their money like that.
Right.
Like, not, I mean, like, I understand couples that have arguments over, hi, our combined income is this, and yes, you make 30% more than I do. And then they have an argument over spending.
Right.
Like, I get that. Like, that, that's one of those, I can take either side usually.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Right.
when it's like, and they're friends.
Right.
Friends, not family, friends.
Right.
Friends. So I'm assuming other adults with jobs and money who made choices that night.
Right.
This isn't like helping out someone's, nephew and you have a fight over it. This is not you invited your mom out,
Right.
or your family to dinner and you tried to foist it off on her.
Right.
Like, no. These are other working adults, I would assume. If they're not working, why are you friends with them?
Right.
And trying to, well, not why are you friends with them, but why are you trying to do this with them?
Right.
Like, hi, no, you're trying to not only live at her means, but you're bringing your friends on a bus with you.
Right.
What the hell?
Yeah.
When did this become a thing? I didn't know this was a thing.
Well, it's a thing for a punk. It's a thing for a non-provider. It's a thing for a user. It's a thing for no reason to marry this person.
No, that's total bullshit. Like,
Right.
I've been mad enough when I've had friends that expected me to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and let me tell you, you want to start an argument, let me tell you about one between a lesbian and a gay boy who the lesbian expected me to just pay for everything because you're a man. And I'm like, no,
Right.
no. That's not how that works. Like,
Right.
I don't even go on dates expecting someone else to pay for me.
Well,
Like,
we make a game out of it.
Yeah.
And when I say we make a game out of it, it's a game.
It's more so a joke.
Yeah.
It's like, because it's the same money. No matter which card gets used, it's the same money.
Yeah.
But no, we have this ongoing game because we're two men in a restaurant having dinner
Uh-huh.
or lunch or whatever meal it is. And so the running gag is that whoever gets the bill is the one that our server finds to be more masculine.
Yep.
Meanwhile, this motherfucker will put on eyeshadow and carry his purse into the table just to make sure.
Uh-huh.
And I'm still surprised the number of times that, like, full makeup, he gets handed the bill. And I'm like, seriously?
Yeah. I get handed the bill. I have full makeup on. My nails are done. I have my purse on. I am dressed to go to an event. I get handled the bill every time.
Well, enough times that it's like, really? Like, you just want to look at the server like, really? Like, God.
Yeah.
Like, you're screwing up my scores here, man.
Yeah.
You're screwing up my scores.
It's hilarious. But no, girlfriend need to get her a new boyfriend and dump the fiance. A man can't ante up that you make more than him, then he is not the right man for you.
Yeah, and be okay with that.
Right.
And I mean, be okay with the fact that, that means you as a couple can do more, but it's not him and a busload of friends.
Exactly.
Like, no. He needs a better class of losers, or he needs to figure out what losers he belongs with and not her.
Right.
All right, so.
Uh-huh.
So polyamory relationship.
Polyamory relationship advice. Take this one away because this one's
It looks like it. So how do you not die inside with de-escalation? My male partner of 2 years has decided to take on a new primary. He updated his Facebook status and profile pics with photos of them and a relationship ad 2 days. He didn't warn me about these changes, and it struck me like a giant arrow to the heart. I called him and asked why he didn't give me a heads up, as he usually keeps all relationships quiet online. He apologized, but said his new partner needs this to feel secure. He swears this doesn't change our relationship, but I'm leery since she is monogamous and just accepting his lifestyles under a don't ask, don't tell situation. They were high school sweethearts who reconnected. He is out with friends, family, etc., but she is asking him to hide his poly status to her friends and family. His third girlfriend left over this recent status change, but I don't want to leave. I love him too much. The adjustments, though, are tough, especially with him going through new relationship energy. We've talked, and he is aware of my hurt feelings. He apologized for everything, but swears he wants this. He understands he's handled this poorly, though, and will do more to handle it better. He swears he cares about me, that I'm important, and he knows he fucked up, especially since the third girlfriend left. He promises to communicate more, make time for me, and not make me feel like the side hoe. I do not approve of this relationship and feel it's unfair to everyone involved, but how do you argue with new relationship energy people? They just see jealousy and not logic. I've done my best to make my position clear that I will leave if our relationship suffers. Hopefully he keeps true to his word and works to do better. I always avoided don't ask, don't tell situations, and I'm not happy about this, but time will tell. Bitch,
Girl.
what?
Yeah.
No!
Yeah.
Like, this, he didn't just handle this poorly.
Right.
He made you the side hoe.
Exactly. And
Like, he made you the side hoe.
Furthermore, this is why I do not like hierarchy relationships. I don't do not ask tell with my partners, because that's bullshit. In general, it's non-risk management. It's like total bullcrap. But girlfriend, start packing your suitcase, because I'll guarantee cowboy monogamous is running through your ranch collecting your bull. One bull rope at a time.
I don't even think she needs to leave him. I think it's already over. Like, it's just going to dwindle down. The best you're getting is a booty call at 3 a.m.
Exactly.
when he's supposed to be working late or out with friends or what the fuck ever's. And he's just, I think what he found was the kind of girl who just really doesn't care.
Right.
Like, she just started with the assumption, like, all dudes are dirtbags that cheat.
Right.
I like this dirtbag.
Uh-huh.
I'll deal with it. I don't care. But don't shit in my living room.
Right.
Don't tell my friends. Do not make me the butt of jokes. Do not, start controversy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you go do you, and I just will pretend you're telling me the truth.
Right.
And just don't get caught doing it. See, that's not ethical non-monogamy at all. Because one, it's going to rope in other people eventually. He's going to get caught doing something he shouldn't be, as in a monogamous relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to have to deal with it, and it's going to become a fucking covert operation for them to see each other if this lasts for 5 more minutes.
Right.
Like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen, and it puts her in the position of you became the side hoe.
Exactly.
That's where you got moved to. You didn't ask for it. You weren't even made aware of it. You just got dumped in side hoe category.
Right.
That's how much he likes her, at least in this moment.
Right.
One, that's unforgivable. So do not. That is not just new relationship energy.
Right.
Like, there's new relationship energy, and then there's like whatever the fuck this is. Like NRE, that's a moment, and that's a thing people go through, and there's arguments and confusion and blah 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 blah. I get all that.
Right.
What?
Right.
What the fuck? Why?
It's bull. It's bull. You're being replaced. You let a cowboy into the ranch. No. No.
No.
Now, this whole idea of primary, secondary, third is bullshit.
Yeah.
Because primary is whoever's on first base at the time.
Yeah, that's that more than two mindset that in theory it sounds like it would work. It is a breeding ground of problems to have a hierarchical relationship.
Yes.
Like it just, I'm sure that there are people that it works for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they have gone through a lot of shit to make it work.
Right.
But pretty much every total blow up.
Right.
I mean, nuclear meltdown blow
Right.
up that I have ever seen has been hierarchy based.
Right.
Or it's been the unicorn hunt.
Right.
Like, oh, we're going to go out and find a third partner. You know, like it always starts the same. We've been together for 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever years. And we've decided to open our relationship and find a third partner.
Right.
Okay, one, you call them the third.
Right.
Okay, and we're both going to date them and share the relationship together. So we're looking for someone that we both like.
Mm-hmm.
Cringe. And then, you know, they'll move in here. Oh, more cringe. Because you know how it ends. It's like it's the same setup over and over and over again. Not saying that it always fails. I'm just saying it's one of those,
Right.
oh, that's how you're gonna start
Yeah.
polyamory.
You cannot do it that way. It does not work.
Ooh.
You know.
Oh, child, you are
Right.
going to hate this.
Right.
Like,
You know, and I'll be point blank the way we run it is whose department is it?
basically.
Yeah, because the invisible assistant has his departments.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Joe has his departments.
Mm-hmm.
There's other departments that are currently available. They'll be filled in as managers come along.
Hey, you know. But no, I'm just ew.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. That like yeah.
But this is the crap that goes on with cowboys, and when you allow a cowboy in your ranch.
Yeah. And okay, so let's go backwards.
Okay.
Let's time warp back on this whole situation. All right, so you know, girlfriend, original poster, girlfriend 1.
Mm-hmm.
And girlfriend 2, plus this new person.
Right.
That is actually old. They're from their past.
Right.
All right. So, like, they had a working triad.
Right.
Least. We don't know the specifics, but they had at least a working triad.
Right.
And then fourth person comes in, should have made a quad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what needed to happen then? Like, because I think where they fucked up was admitting her to a quad to begin with.
Well, I think where it fucked up was when she wanted mono.
Yeah, which, I mean, okay, look, I'm not, like, there's a difference between don't ask, don't tell,
Mm-hmm.
which is actually, I see that more as being part of any two people's relationship.
Right.
As in, I don't want to know who you're doing. I don't want to know when you're doing it. I don't want to know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it. I just don't want to know. And that can be valid.
Right.
Be valid. But then it does come with cost.
Right.
It comes with a cost that you have to accept from the beginning is that, like, hi, there's the rest of the world. Your parents will go out to the grocery store and see them. Your siblings will go out to the movies and see them.
Right.
Your coworkers will go out for dinner and see them. It's going to happen. You just have to accept it's going to happen. You have to pre-plan how to deal with that.
Right.
Okay, that can be valid. The problem the problem is one, when it became a primary relationship,
Mm-hmm.
like she was never working towards a quad.
Right.
Like she went, okay, but here's my list of demands, and it's like, that's not poly.
Right.
Like
That's
at all. That's not even don't ask, don't tell poly.
Yeah.
Like that's not how that works. You just
Right.
made my existing relationship side hose.
Right.
Like that's what you did.
Right.
Like, no, 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 no. You immediately walked in and disrespected existing relationships. Poly red flag number one.
One. Voting off the island quickly number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Demanding public acknowledgement of relationships and ignoring of other relationships.
Yeah, that's, again, you made them your side hose.
Exactly.
Like, no, she called it. Like,
right.
You know, he doesn't want to make me feel like the side hoe. That's because he's already done it.
Done it. Furthermore, you didn't. This is why DDTA does not work. Don't ask, don't tell. Metas have to communicate.
Should
communicate. They need to be translucenting information. For long-term poly, your metas have to talk to each other.
I'll get a little shaky on that. If your metas are not in the same physical space, you don't have to communicate as much, as long as both are really understanding of the setup.
Right.
Now when you move into like the dynamic of the relationship is different. Like this is not exactly a full-on relationship. It's more open.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a comment that just is more frequent.
Right.
Then you can avoid the meta conversation to an extent.
Right. But what I'm talking about is long-term poly, everyday living poly, the metas have to communicate. Otherwise, it gets fucking very confusing for a hinge.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Well,
because it's like, I don't know if I can go out Thursday night. I'll have to check. And then you have to go through your damn Rolodex and go, are we doing anything Thursday night? Let me check the Google Calendar. They have to have interlinking communication.
Well, it's certainly a lot easier, and it's a lot actually stressful, a lot less stressful for everyone involved. Mm-hmm. If you, and especially in that hinge situation,
mm-hmm.
If you can look over, or you can call up, or you can send a text, send an email, blah, blah, blah. Right. It like, no, I'm sorry, I'm bringing this one up and putting it on screen. It is, okay? Like there's like, it is just poly is just a love affair with Google Calendar
mm-hmm.
and group messaging on Facebook.
Yes.
Like, no lie, it is, that's your primary relationship for anyone involved. Is group messenger
mm-hmm.
and Google Calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you fuck up either one of those, your life is about to go batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Batshit crazy.
Right. And, but no, think of this. Well, here's an example. My Friday was very busy.
Mm-hmm.
I had private appointments. I had network running. I had a private event. This is why we didn't have mountain bears.
Yeah.
My metas had to dealt with their own selves.
Figure it the fuck out.
Right.
That's where.
But here's the thing. They were able to work out things easily. They knew that, okay, he's in the office all day, and then he's doing a live event, and once, we're taking care of dinner, we're taking care of cleanup, he's out of running the house. Divert to yourselves to figure out your shit.
Fend for yourselves.
Yep.
Like, and it was fine. It really isn't that bad as long as you understand what's going on.
Right.
Like, that's the key part, is you have to stay constantly aware.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, there is this whole moment of like, what?
Mm-hmm.
That occurs, and then it's like it's a breeding ground for hurt feelings and problems and arguments and all this. And it's like, no.
Yeah.
No. See, there's Google Calendar.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Google Calendar. We had a family meeting,
Uh-huh.
like, where everyone sat down and went through their schedule for the week and discussed what they were doing and when.
Uh-huh.
No, you don't get to be upset
Right.
because this was discussed. And like, if you had problems,
Right.
you're supposed to bring them up then.
Right.
Like, and before the private event was even booked, there was a, hey, I have a private event request on this date at this time that's going to take this long.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a problem?
Right. Can y'all manage this?
Yeah, got it. Done. Not a
Yeah.
problem. Oh, Mono, I don't understand how.
Brenda, it's because the metas weren't paying attention. And this is where this is another part of why DTA does not work, is because the metas take it up. I've gotten into dating relationships, and my metas have come to me and go, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but that's a problem. Figure it out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's where probably girlfriend 1 and 2,
Mm-hmm.
that, before the mono came along. Girlfriend 1 and 2 probably had good communication, were working this well, and everything was running smoothly.
Right.
And I would say he didn't have to do anything.
Right.
Like, they ran, like, it sounds like it was a hinge.
Mm-hmm.
They ran what they needed to ran, or at least, played well with others.
Right.
Then you bring in the monoist.
Right.
And that is the biggest wrench you can throw. Because here's the thing. If you're already poly experienced, or at least, you can understand the logistics.
Right.
Or that logistics are involved. It's real easy. It's actually not that bad. Like, we joke about it. It's really not that bad.
No.
To like sit here and have like this forethought. It's sort of like, if you have someone that works from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday,
Mm-hmm.
you do not schedule
Mm-hmm.
a 3 p.m. date to
Mm-hmm.
go to the movies and have dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't do that. Here's why you don't do that. They're in another relationship with a thing called working.
Mm-hmm.
And that interferes with working.
Right.
That's not a thing they can just do. You have to plan this out. They have to have discussions. Your hinge of your partner
Mm-hmm.
has to work and balance. You want to go out on a matinee movie day in the middle of the week,
Mm-hmm.
and a dinner date. I have to go to work and get that time off.
Mm-hmm.
And if they say no, we can't do that.
Right.
That's how simple that is. It's
Right. But
it would be nice.
Yeah, but I'm leaving out a lot of things that happened Friday. My kitchen got cleaned. There was dinner on the table when everyone got home.
Mm-hmm.
Two work shifts operated, 3 businesses operated, and 5 animals got fed, walked, and cared for.
And floors got mopped.
And floors got mopped. The house did not suffer. It did not look like a wreck. Why? Because I looked at him and I said, I have all this on me today. I can't do the rest.
Mm-hmm.
And the metas figured it out with the ring.
Yeah. We worked through it. We got it done.
Yeah. So 3 meals were cooked. 4 people ate. 5 animals and 2 kittens ate. Everything was handled.
Yeah.
Oh, and a load of laundry got done.
And a load of laundry got done.
Yeah.
That's because we had to, but
But it got balanced out.
Yeah. No. Well, because then the follow-on was today.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, okay, one of y'all goes in at 11 a.m. One of you goes in at 4 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
One gets the other one gets off at 4 while the other one goes in at 4 and then works at 10. It's like, okay, the version where I go do laundry on Saturday morning
Mm-hmm.
just became for an 11 a.m. start time.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to get up at 5.
Mm-hmm.
this morning to drive to go do our laundry
Mm-hmm.
and get back here
Mm-hmm.
in time. And it's like, I just looked at everyone last night and said, yeah, that ain't happening.
Right. And we said, okay, how do we handle it?
Yeah, and we made it work, and it was great, and it was fine, and
Yeah.
everything worked out. But no, that's the communication. It's not hard. It's logistics.
Right.
Like, it's simple logistics. I love you
Able-
more than my luggage, but I ain't getting up at 5 a.m. to go do laundry.
Exactly.
Like, do you know what all happens the rest of today?
Yeah.
Like, no.
No.
Like, who wants to die? That's what happens the rest of the day, where I get up at 5 a.m. to go do laundry
Mm-hmm.
and then run the rest of the day. It's like, who wants to die?
Right.
Because I have to drive you
Mm-hmm.
from place to place. Who wants to die?
Right.
Because I'll try to plan to fall asleep driving while driving you.
Yeah.
That's
Right. But, these are things that have broken down in the original Hinge relationship.
Mhm.
Scheduling is broken down. Communication is broken down. Meta communication has broken down. There are so many red flags around this, honey. Change your phone number or pack your bag and get out, because it's going to crash and burn quickly.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
run your cowgirl off.
yeah. Well, and Brenda points out communication is big enough in a mono relationship. You really need it in a poly. Here's the thing, though. I don't know that communication is necessary to mono.
Right.
And here's why I say that is I think there are a number of couples that exist. One partner doesn't do anything that particularly pisses off the other one all that much. The other partner doesn't do anything to piss the other one off.
Right.
And they run this don't ask, don't tell, and they run with assumptions that, whatever. And it just works.
Mm-hmm.
And, they both live in their little world of contentment or discontent, whatever the fuck it is. They just don't get the fuck out.
Right.
They stay together and just go to themselves quietly in a corner until they die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that doesn't work in poly, because when you add that third person, you just blew assumptions.
Yeah.
You don't assume someone's going to be home, like, again, assuming 8 to 5, Monday through Friday life. You don't assume someone's going to be home at 5 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
You don't assume that you're going to have a discussion that night about, do we go out or do we cook?
Mm-hmm.
You don't assume that, when birthdays and special events come around, that you could take a vacation.
Right.
And surprise them and just do it.
Right.
Like, no. Things could go horribly wrong.
Well, and
If
then
you know that
also, and this is another reason for that metas have to be able to communicate on a surface level. Otherwise, I will end up with three crock pots for Christmas. Mother will buy one, you will buy one, invisible assistant will buy one.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
All right. So last story for tonight. This is your bonus episode of good news that I think is damn ingenious.
So New Yorkers with pot convictions will now be the first to get the opportunity to sell it.
Uh-huh.
I'm already loving it. So American criminal records are filled with nonviolent cannabis possession charges. But in New York, that could soon go from being an employment hindrance to a lucrative employment opportunity. New Yorkers with past cannabis conviction charges will be the first to have the opportunity to obtain a conditional adult use retail dispensary license. Once the Center of Stop and Frisk, the 2021 legislation of cannabis for adult use in the state of New York was underpinned by a commitment to benefit those most harmed by the war on drug policies. The Marijuana Regulation and Taxation Act looked at other states' similar bills and found that due to excessive regulations, the largest cannabis industry leaders cobbled up most of the opportunities. But because the war on drugs for so long has terrorized Black and brown minority individuals, it only seemed right to let them be the first ones to receive an economic boon from the newly legalized substance. We quote, we think that leaning into folks who have past convictions but have that business experience means that we're going to find a bunch of applicants who have gone through some significant challenges to still open and operate successful businesses. Office of Cannabis Management Executive Director Chris Alexander said in an interview, according to Politico.
Well, isn't that a nice way to say, look, we know these drug dealers are making money. Let's go ahead and make sure we get some taxes out of that money.
Oh, it's not even that. I mean, okay, it's a little bit that, but I think it's more so like I appreciate the fact that that if you currently in the state of New York have a prior drug conviction,
mm-hmm.
for all the shit you have gone through with that prior drug conviction,
mm-hmm.
the turned away employment opportunities, the all the shit that went with this,
mm-hmm.
you are now at the front of the line to get a dispensary license.
Yes.
Fucking A. Fucking A.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Good deal. No, I'm good with this. I like this. I appreciate the minds, the thought that went into doing this. That instead of yet again going,
mm-hmm.
well, you have a prior drug conviction, you can't, work in this industry. Like, fucking A. Tell me where you can work with a prior drug conviction.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, it's called experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry, that's like getting arrested for prostitution and then legalizing prostitution, and the only people that can't become prostitute or sex workers are former sex workers. What?
Yeah.
It's job experience.
Well, not only that, it's clientele base already. I mean, they already have the marketing ability. They already have the customer list. They have the market. It's just now we're going to re-legalize you. Pay your taxes. Make your deals. But don't forget my state tax of 22%. Cash it out.
I'm sorry. It would take another analogy. It's sort of like if we were to legalize Ponzi schemes and then say, Bernie Madoff, sit down.
Yeah.
No. No.
Yeah.
And we do this with other convictions.
Yes.
Like, the government fucking loves hackers. Can we just say that?
Yes.
Like, yes, they get sentenced to horrible things, and horrible things happen with this on paper in a courtroom. Let me tell you, though,
mm-hmm.
I'm we love hackers.
Right.
We love hackers because you can convert that experience from causing chaos and mayhem
mm-hmm.
to preventing chaos and mayhem.
Right.
Real quick.
Yep. All right, guys. We hope you've enjoyed our new format. Our Patreons said they wanted, and there will be more breaks. I do want to point out that we do have 2 more corporate sponsor options open. If you are of a business, make me a commercial, send it in, join the corporate sponsor level Patreon. You can do that. Your commercial will play throughout the show. We are moving to 8 p.m. on Fridays. Next week, we will have Mountain Bears on Wednesdays because we are at West Virginia Central Pagan Pride host dinner when Mountain Bears would be going on. And then we'll be at Central Virginia Pagan Pride the day of Saturday.
Yes.
So we will see you tomorrow night with Psychic That Plans, and we'll be looking at a week where you guys get to see me plan an event week. All right, y'all. You have a magical evening. A great time. Now we got our Patreons to go through. I'm getting there.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. So we do want to thank Beverly Walker, Mika G, Kathy, Mary Winfield, Brenda Bryant, Ashley Guest, Shannon C, Shannon D, Lady Gwendolyn, Charles Shaw, Dottie the Psychic, Tracy Vann, Donna White, and the Laughing Tree Grove. If you'd like to learn more about us, the show, or how you too can become a Patreon sponsor, please visit us at pcspnetwork.com.
Yes. And also, when at Pagan Pride, I am running the panel. Now, if you haven't heard the news, we've been moved around in the same park to a better location. So be sure to be paying attention to signs. We will see you there. I'm running Pagan Panel, and believe me, I've got questions. We're going to have some fun. I'm going to stir up some drama. And I may bring my wooden spoon to stir the pot a little. All right, guys. You have a magical evening, and we will see you next time. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Let's work. Yo, it's go time, showtime, never backing down time. One shot, yo, make it count, yo. Crunch time, shine time, make this moment my time. Get a grip, yo, ready, set, go. We bring the thunder. Bring the thunder. Let's work. Bring the thunder. Let's go. Bring the thunder. Let's work. Bring the thunder. Let's go. Yeah, it's my time, yo time. Step into the spotlight. Get lit, yo. Let yourself go. Our time, high time. Gotta go big time. This is it, yo. Never take no flight time. Grind time. Take it to the street time. Turn the roof off. Get loco. Game time, win time. We gon' bring it home time. No regrets now. Let it all go. We bring the thunder.